Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is Monday. It's August 11th. Um, it's probably going to be a fairly quick chart lesson. I've been trying to get this thing done all day today, and it's about the market just closed, and every time I try to get started, some kind of interference comes. It's like I just can't get this thing done today. Uh, but it was an interesting day. It looked like it was going to be a nice trend. We had this channel working up here. We had the break, and then I see two fairly measured, clear measured legs up to a new high, and then we've been selling off ever since. So at first I thought there was a possibility there's a spike in channel, and you can't deny this channel working up here. It's pretty obvious. Um, so this is an obvious trend line, and but I really thought we would work higher and do another retest of that high, but it just didn't happen. We worked down all day, and you didn't. If you were like me, you probably didn't see this. I wasn't watching the market this close, this later on in the day. Um, but once you had these couple of swings, if you pull this down just a little, you can see them. We touched it once, we confirmed it, we came back and we tested it yet again and then turned down. So I do believe that channel to be valid. But you probably couldn't find it till it was too late. But you got a shorter term channel here with the break and the move to a new low and then a correction. So you had everything you needed. And there's even a short term one here that had a break and a new low and a little correction there. And so there were multiple ways to get to what we got to here. So in the end, I don't believe that line was valid at all. And sometimes when you get an overshoot like that, a big overshoot, and if you look at it like that, maybe this is up here, and it does fit. So, uh, but you get more touches right across here, and sometimes when you get an overshoot like that, you don't get a retest. So, um, it looks like the important price action was right here around this 1930 something area again, 31, 32, and you can see that that's just where the market closed, that line across there. If you put an actual line right across these lows, you can clearly see where prices just couldn't work below that. That was kind of that was acting as strong support, and it really held as support all the way through the close. We kind of moved through there. Even if you move it down to there, that's where I would have had it later in the day, and you can see nothing could close below that 1932 area. So, but let's talk about the trades I saw. When I came in, this was all kind of no man's land. There's too much overlap here. I just don't think you can enter there short or long. So just sit tight, and it comes down here, and it bounces right here. You get this little, you had support right here. And at that point, I would have had this line right there. We tested it once. We pulled back and tested it again, and then turned higher. I don't think you want to go long above that little doji. Let me get this out of the way so it's easier to see. I don't think you want to go long above that doji. But what I would have done when it broke higher, I would have dropped a limit order in there. Or maybe if you waited even on this one and it broke higher, try to get on with a limit order. And it did pull back um, before it went higher. And then we made that new high. Um, and there's a little two-legged pullback. There's a couple of different reasons why I liked this trade. Um, I didn't see it as correcting a whole lot, but it's really off. We did have this little break. You had a little trend working out, and you had a break, and you low, and it bounced. But look at those matching lows there, and it's that little one tick trap. It's a second entry long. I was really thinking a measured move up at that point. And let's just measure that. See how close we ended up getting to it today. That would have been leg one and then leg two, and we didn't get there. We didn't even really. Well, you could say we got within maybe a couple of 3 points. So I won't say we didn't get close, but it didn't get real close. So that's a good reason once you started moving down that generally if you don't reach a target, that means you're going to go strongly in the other direction. And you did get some nice strong moves down here. Um, but I think it wasn't that expected based on what I was seeing here anyway. So, but I like that long. I like that. This one was a little more aggressive. There's a lot of overlap there. There's reasons to skip that trade, so I did mark that one in green. It would have worked. Um, then you're working lower again here, and you get a first entry long, pull back another second entry long right off of the EMA, and again, you might have wanted to use a limit order. It wouldn't have mattered either way. It worked. And then you pull back down, you bounce, you pull back down, and you bounce right off that line. I don't think you can go long and go above this bar, but when you get this one, just put your stop above it. That was probably the best trade of the day, other than catching this low here with a little trout. But that was really the best trade of the day at that point, almost, other than this trade. And even this one's probably still a little better than this trade here. Then I just didn't see any way you could go long in these. You're working down here. This one was real tempting, I'll tell you, but I wasn't going to ignore those 3 touches right there, and I'm glad I did because it turns down. You you might have even thought about going short there, but I just don't see any way, especially with that ended up with a stem on both times down there. Um, Everything's still above the EMA. It's an uptrend. Uh, I was really thinking this was going to hold and probably keep going up. So I just didn't. I don't think you can go short there. There is a failed second entry long. So if you took that trade, it worked out this time. But in the long run, I think you just got to skip that trade. We finally got a break of this little channel right here. And again, there's a second entry long there, but look at all those dojis. Look at all the stems up there. The EMA is getting kind of flat. I don't think you want to go short there either. And then it pulls back and makes a failed second entry long and then goes short. Again, it's a little bit aggressive because it's not a very good setup, and that's a doji, which is a 1 bar trading range. And so I didn't even really like going short there. But aggressive traders probably going to take that trap because there's a lot of people looking for it to go back and make a retest of that high, including myself. But it just goes down. And then you get another. This is once again a little 2-legged pullback. This is one of those where it breaks out one side and then goes out the other. If you didn't go short there when it broke below that bar, I liked it then. But that's a 2-legged pullback to the EMA. Again, it's a first entry pullback, second entry long, it fails. So it's similar to a failed. So a lot of reasons to think going short right there. And we were looking to make a new low. We did already have that in, but usually you'll get 2 measured legs. It went a lot further down than I thought it would as well. So if you saw that trade and took it, that was a good trade. And then again, this is a failed second entry short. You got a channel working up. This was you didn't really have a close outside of it till here. So, but it broke higher first right here. So the failed second entry long triggered and looked like it was going to be a trap, but it ended up working out. It was tempting to not take this one, so you're looking for a reversal anyway. You didn't see the bigger picture yet, so if you took that one, I think it's okay. I don't really like the setup. It's a doji, but a lot of times on traps, a doji doesn't matter. And what I would say, if you got trapped into this thing, when it went higher again here and closed right in here, you might have just taken what it would give you. But if you held on, it would have worked. And it is notice the new low, pull back, first entry, pull back, second entry, it fails. And, you're looking for a reversal off both of these shorter term. You see the little dotted ones here, and then the bigger one here. You got your break, couple of legs. And it was really oversold there. So, I didn't have this trend line in place yet, though, but I wasn't looking that hard. Maybe you had it. You could have possibly found it there. I mean, even if nothing else, you might have drawn this line a little steeper originally, more like so. But this still gets you to the same place the original one. You get the break, the leg move down, and but that might have tempted you. That might have made this one. That might have kept you out of this one. More than putting you into it too. So a lot of different things, but I think in the end, this was a 2-tier channel working down here. And you can see that. So, and that was the last trade I marked. This way late in the afternoon. Nothing. I mean, it just wasn't a lot happening today. Not a lot of opportunities in there. I only saw one, two, three, four, pretty much what I would call easy to see, sure things, and the rest of it's just a choppy mess. Um, only thing going was you had to stay with the uptrend until it was proven it was going the other way, which really didn't happen until here. I was still holding on to the thought that maybe it'd go higher and get back in the channel and make that retest attempt here, but it just didn't happen. So that was about it for today. Not much else I can say about today. Not much at all. Um, so anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Maybe we'll have a better day tomorrow, but we'll be back to do it tomorrow afternoon. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.